Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information related to your Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm your host, Cole Denis, and remember to like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content to stay up to date with everything Steelers. But let's get rolling as the defensive front is getting a little dinged up now. But the good news is we ended Friday with major worries about Derek Harmon having potential torn ACL, possibly out for the season. The good news is Derek Harmon is only strained his MCL. Still gonna miss 4 to 6 weeks, but we are gonna see Derek Harmon play in his rookie season, which is great news. He's gonna be here also for the key stretch of games. I mean, the back half of this schedule is where it gets really brutal. It's gonna be a lot of winning teams in that back half of the season, a lot of winning records we're gonna be going up against. So having Derek Harmon back during that stretch is gonna be nice. Hopefully, he doesn't come back rusty because missing the first 4 to 6 weeks against probably the easier competition we're getting this season could have been a nice warm up into that hard stretch, but he's gonna just have to jump right into it. Also, Keanu Benson is dealing with an upper body injury. Hopefully, he can get back before week 1. Without Derek Harmon, he probably is going to have a more vital role on this defensive front. But the good news is, if he isn't returning before week 1, there's been some legendary comparisons for Y.A. Black, our late round defensive tackle pick. Uh, Mark Caboli on 93.7 The Fan compared Y.A. Black to the greatest Steeler of all time, some would say, Mean Joe Green. Uh, he's been lining up in practice in Mean Joe's cockeyed nose tackle spot. So hopefully we can see the team utilize Black in that way. I'm very interested to see how Black develops this year. With all these injuries on the defensive front, he's definitely going to get elevated reps in the start of the season. Bowley also said he reminds him of a young Cam Hayward with how his approach towards the run game is. So there's a lot of high praise being thrown around Black right now. And I mean, that last preseason game, balled out. He was one of the stellar guys on the defensive line throughout the preseason, which was nice to see. You always like to see a rookie have an instant impact, and it seems like he's been that guy throughout training camp and preseason. He's earned reps during the regular season, and now with the injuries, he's going to have just an increased amount of reps. So this is a great opportunity for Black to get a chance to stand out and earn himself elevated roster position instead of being just a depth piece on this defensive line this year. But let's move on to the cuts. The Steelers have started the purge of the roster. Uh, 11 players were released Friday afternoon. Linebacker Kenny Willits, long snapper Jake McQuid, defensive back Cam Alexander, defensive back Quindell Johnson, defensive back Tyler McMichael, defensive back Mikey Victor, offensive guard Doug Netzer, offensive tackle Julian Pearl, running back Evan Hall, QB Logan Woodside, and tight end Kevin Falk. Not one really too major, nothing too crazy here with the names that were released Friday. Still got some players that have to be dropped here soon. It's coming up. We got to get down to 53 men by tomorrow. So by the end of the day, we'll probably know what the roster is looking like going into week 1. CBS actually released their projected 53-man roster for the Steelers uh, on there. Didn't see anything too crazy that stood out, in my opinion. Probably wouldn't keep 4 tight ends if it was up to me. Honestly, I don't see Connor Hayward's role on this team like others do. I know Aaron Rodgers has seemed to like him a lot on the offensive side of the ball through mini camp. He's Cam Hayward's brother, but you never know. That contract negotiation, he's trying to boost his contract. So you never know. Connor, I just don't really see the upside in having him on the team. I know it's cool having brothers on the same team. It just don't see it. I rather keep someone like Beanie Bishop in the CBS roster. They didn't have us keeping Beanie Bishop. They said we could if we're looking for more depth at cornerback, and I think we should have more depth at cornerback because we have a decent amount of veterans now with Darius Slay. You never know, could regress a lot. So I would like to keep Bishop and James Pierre. Let's wrap up this episode though with some Monday morning comments. Um, First one being from Joe Campbell. He commented when we were talking about Gabe Davis and the possibility of signing him and him visiting. Gabe Davis is a receiver with bad hands. Keep him out of Pittsburgh and coach up what we have in house. I agree with that. I think I like Gabe Davis. If we were to commit to him, I wouldn't be like majorly upset about that. I think he would be good as number two next to DK, but I like what Roman Wilson showed a lot in the preseason, so I really do think he has potential, like you say in here later. Let's keep going with your comment. Why does it seem like we can only draft defensive players? That's because we have a defensive head coach, Mike Tomlin. That's just the Steeler way. We've always been good at defense. We've always been able to groom defense well. And Mike Tomlin, his focus his whole career has been on the defensive side of the ball. So that's why he drafts that side well. We just haven't really been able to hit on the offensive side in recent years. He also added Roman Wilson is the number two. Bring in and pay a disgruntled tackle a chunk of what's left under the cap. It's not that effing hard. It is quite frustrating, though. It is frustrating when you're watching this team be mediocre every year. But what disgruntled guard would you like to add? Let me throw out there Landon Collins was just released, so you could possibly add him to the roster as a depth piece to the offensive line. Now, if you base off of CBS, we're already projected to keep 9 offensive linemen, so where does he fit in on the roster? But he is someone that is out there now. Uh, let's move on to the next comment from Gambusbass. He commented, first video I'm watching of yours. First of all, good key points along with the way you spoke about them. Love the border frame as well. Keep it up. We love comments like that. I appreciate all the love out there. Uh, and thank you for joining us now. I appreciate you, Boost Bass. But that has been it from Steelers Latest. I've been your host, Cole Dennis, and I will see you tomorrow.